talking about things we could have been so good, but you pushed me away time and again. You said there's too much to comprehend. Keep on working and working and working and working on it. Keep on working and working and working and working on it. Well, it started as something, but I let it go. When your best amounts to nothing, you have to let it show. Take it down to the city, take me down in the night, make it all into nothing. The pressure's got me, don't wanna see tomorrow. All I got one is life, gonna make it feel nothing. The pressure's got me tonight. Keep on working and working and working and working on it. Keep on working and working and working and working on it. Yeah, yeah. Don't wanna see tomorrow. The pressure's got me. Yeah, the pressure got me. Don't wanna see tomorrow. Oh, wake up when it's light. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the pressure got me. Don't wanna see tomorrow. All I got one is life. Yeah, yeah. Take it down to the city, take me down in the night, make it all into nothing. The pressure's got me. Don't wanna see tomorrow. All I got one is life. Gonna make it feel nothing. The pressure's got me tonight. Keep on working and working and working and working on it. Keep on working and working and working and working on it.
Alright guys, hello and welcome if you're already tuning in. Shout out to you guys. My name is Dragon Drop. I'm gonna bring you the match as soon as it starts, but right now we're still missing two players of Vega and Pasha. He is also King R standing in apparently. We're still missing two. Um Apparently Solo has some internet issues, but that's good as well because my co-caster Ryu has also had some Wi-Fi issues and he's now only now just fixed them and updating his DOTA right now. So he also needs a couple of minutes. So that means you still have a bit of time to get a snack, get something to drink or whatever. So yeah, that's just a quick little update, and of course, see you soon. Meantime, some more music. Okay, sorry guys, false alarm. I always thought Vega was ready, but King are standing in for solo right now. They're trying to get the actual solo in though, so we'll have if the admin agrees, we'll wait 2 or 3 minutes more, and then should be ready to go.
E-Gaming Bets. We accept bets on computer games online since 2011. Referral system for regular users and the first deposit bonus. Gaming devices store and the best choice of payment systems. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, Counter-Strike and StarCraft, World of Tanks and League of Legends. EGB.com. You know for sure who's going to win.
G2A.com, the best video game store ever! Fast as lightning, solid as a rock, cheap as duck. What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember G2A.com, the best video game store ever!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just cutting these ads just a little bit short as we're already halfway through the draft, so it's kind of hard to time it, but hey, we are here now. Vega Squadron versus Navi's, Natus Vinciere, Navi, in a 2-game series in DotaPit League Season 4. In this particular group, there haven't been that many games played just yet, so there's not a whole lot at stake just yet, but of course you want to get as many wins under your belt as possible, so yeah. Today, to help me break down the draft, we have none other than Ryu Borus. How are you doing, man?
I'm great, man. How do I sound? I might be a little bit too talkative, too
Uh,
loud.
I think you're good. I think you're good. Of course, the chat will let us know, obviously, if I'm too loud,
yeah,
if you're too loud.
my in game should be fine. I hope for everyone. They won't be complaining. I know sometimes I messed it up when I switch different casters, so sometimes I forget to mute. Sometimes I don't. But all looking good, man. Like you said, the draft's almost done, and we just started. I can't even talk about Vega or Navi. It feels like what's going on here.
Well, I guess we might have some time when the game actually starts to talk about these teams, of course. Vega not having solo, unfortunately. He's having internet issues.
Yep.
But Navi with a whole new roster, including General here. Still
He'll
jacked
be
up
back
his
for
stamina.
game 2, and then they're gonna win.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, this draft already. Vengeful Spirit, Death Prophet, Witch Doctor. Already you see a lot of physical damage coming out from Vega. And of course, Vengeful Spirit is especially one of their kind of go-to heroes in the CIS scene in general. I've seen that hero picked up time and time again. But Navi with the Wisp Sven straight off the bat. So what are your impressions so far?
I want to see their next pick, but off the bat, I will say it does add. Yeah, okay. So what they want to do at this situation, they want to get a lot of pickoffs now, because when you do IO Sven, normally you're not going to be running, the dual lane mid when you do IO plus Tiny, but in this case, they're just going to be running it safe lane here. And they're going to be looking to go around the map. I really like Sven against DP and Witch Doctor. They have heavy physical damage, like you mentioned, from Vega. So what do? You get Warcry, buff up everybody's armor. And that spell is going to be insane going into later stages of the game. 20 armor. It's going to help a lot. But with this Brewmaster pickup, it might be very hard for Sven to even be in team fights. And, you just put him up in the air, you focus IO down, and bada bing, you win the team fight. It's looking very strong. I'm not going to say Brewmaster's an amazing hero yet, because yes, one, he has to get a lot of farm to get his Blink Dagger so he can initiate properly, and two, I'm interested to see where he goes in this game particularly, right? Is he going to go off lane? Is he going to go safe lane? I honestly think DP's still the best bet for mid.
Yeah, DP is just so strong mid, even up against a potential dual lane here with the Wispen, even though they with the Bad Rider, okay, not anymore. That will be a safe lane duel, more than likely. Bad Rider potentially in the off lane with the Queen of Pain taking over the middle role, but they're still somewhat flexible in their draft lineup. They can still put the Bad Rider mid, Queen of Pain off. They can do all sorts of things. But Vega, no matter what, I mean, you can put the Brewmaster mid, he's gonna get his levels at the very least.
5 seconds.
At the same time, Death Prophet is just so strong in most mid matchups that it's really hard to make a case to put her in any sort of other lane.
It'd be kind of interesting to see her in an aggressive tri lane, right? But the problem is Spirit Siphon, there's only one charge at level 1. So it's kind of good and it's kind of bad, because the long charge retime, you kind of have to be like all in, right? Venge, Witch Doctor, Death Prophet. It could actually work. They could get some easy kills. At the same time, though, if IO comes in, starts healing up somebody, he's level 2, put that charge on, it could be very terrifying for Vega. But I'm not saying they're going to go aggressive. Potentially they could, even with Witch Doctor, Venge, Brew. So DP most likely going against the Queen of Pain here in this situation. Last ban now, Morphling, I'd say, is pretty much a very popular pick besides Lone Druid nowadays for your carries. And it's good taking away Vega. If they're not going to do core Venge here, Weaver's not too bad in this situation. You can go for, fast Lincolns, helps dodge the Bat Rider. You can get really aggressive. Slark isn't too bad either in this situation if you have fast fingers and you can get off. But still, they're gonna be. It's gonna be hard to lock down the Queen of Pain right now. That's why I really like Navi's Queen of Pain pickup. So maybe if they can ensure it with another hero here, what could they get for Vega?
Well, if they want to go more offensive, if they're really worried about the Batrider, this would also always be app add-on in the pool, just to be able to break the lasso as soon as it comes out, but that's not always easy to execute, but you're absolutely right, the Queen of Pain can be an issue, so ideally you want to have some sort of silence, maybe a Night Stalker, which not been banned out, just to have that aggressive potential, not just against Quad, but also against Batrider, having that vision advantage at nighttime and the IO just being able to burst them down.
I think they already have Venge in the swap, so they're
Yeah.
gonna probably position it as a support in this role, and they're gonna pick up a core. But I do like your idea of a Night Stalker taking over the map. It's just that if they don't get anything done early on by say the 15-20 minutes, it's gonna be I don't know. I'm they could though, right? Because
Yep.
you have a Venge core, you can get the Roshan really fast. You get the towers easily early on if DP. But the problem is, if Brewmaster does get shut down, then you have a really useless hero here until level 6. So Vega's really thinking right now. Do they want to do they want to go with your logic support role here, or do they what do they want to do? Surprising enough, Earth Spirit hasn't been picked up at all this game or banned. That's it's kind of weird for me at least.
Well, if they can play it, it would also be another option just to have that silence and that ridiculous amount of lockdown that a good Spirit player can pull out. So yeah, I haven't really thought about that hero, just mostly because I want to forget about him as quickly as I can if I don't see him in the game. But hey,
10 seconds.
10 more seconds, then we'll find out which way Vega Squadron want to go. Whether they want to go more defensive, a little aggressive. To what roles they want. Okay, that's not going to be a core Venge. Support Venge, support Witch Doctor. Perhaps offlane Brewmaster? Or can they actually get away with an aggro try here?
I know. You can't get it away with an aggro when IO's going to be starting with a bottle. Once IO gets level 2, once he gets that overcharge, it's going to be way too much to sustain and heal. And you have to go on IO all the time, but he's not going to be the one on the front line. It's going to be Sven. And, if you get one good turnaround, depending on Navi's next pickup, right? If they pick up Enigma here, then absolutely you go aggressive for Vega. But if Navi pick up something like Disruptor, I'm trying to think of what their best bet is here. Disruptor's pretty good. I want to say Dazzle's pretty good too to deal with the Brewmaster.
Yep.
You can just, heal up and do a lot of physical damage as well. Buff up the armor, like I said, against the heavy physical DPS.
Yep.
Also
synergizes well. Yeah, it is. It also synergizes well with the IO. Just have that extra bit of burst heal, even more of that. As you said, the extra armor from the Weave on top of the Warcry from the Sven will mean that the Death Prophet ultimate, if both of these spells are used properly, it's barely going to do anything. Even with the Vengeful Spirit, with the getting a wave out. Same for the Witch Doctor Death Ward, or the Spectre even haunting in, unless Pasha has.
Yeah, the pure damage, it's so good. It's the one thing they have is the pure damage coming in from the Spectre right click, so that'll help out a lot against the armor. I mean, Spectre with Manta style is so broken. Oh my goodness, giving all that damage, pure damage over to your illusions, so it's very, very hard to play against. And what do you think so far, Vega, Navi? Anybody get out ahead here, Dragon?
5 seconds.
That's a good question. I kind of like any sort of Wisp lineup if it's executed properly, especially you have the setup from the Batrider, right? You have General playing that one. He's going to be able to blink in, lasso someone, then you have the relocated follow-up to get the easy and quick kill. So if they can manage to make that work, then especially on someone like a Spectre who needs to be ahead, who needs to be the one who's doing similar kind of things, right? With the Haunt in after your team sets up kills for you, just to get that extra bit of farm that you need. So I kind of want to say Navi. That being said, though, Vega are also pretty damn good at their heroes. Think about Vengeful Spirit, and when you think about Death Prophet as well, the kind of impact that hero can have.
Yeah, it's for me, is Brewmaster going to get shut down so much because it's no Batrider, right? Batrider can go back into the jungle. He did, however, start with an Iron Talon. I'm going to see how fast Mag can farm compared to General here. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they do in that affair. At the same time, it was really good of them for the Batrider. I thought they were going to scout out General placing that ward there, but unfortunately, Seema didn't place a ward or anything. He only placed this ward, TP top, but instead they pinged on this hill. They pinged, okay, we wanted the ward here, and then he changed his mind. I wanted the ward right here for mid lane. So if he had dropped that ward a little bit early, he would have saw General place it.
look like we're gonna see any early rune aggression, so let's take a quick look at our complete lineup, starting with Navi, General here, breaking down some trees already. Okay, we can talk about why he done that in a second, but in the middle lane, we've got Saneko right now on the Wisp. He's gonna be helping out Dandy maybe a little bit on the Queen of Pain. Down here, supporting on the Dazzle will be Artstyle, and it only leaves Dijara playing the Sven.
For the side of Vega, we got no one playing the Death Prophet. Seema the Slayer playing Witch Doctor. There's a lot of harassment going on mid here, and just, you know, take it sick, but nothing's happening. Mag is going to be going into this jungle as your Brewmaster. Top lane, we got King R, the stand-ins for Solo. Sad he can't be here right now. Playing the Venge. Spectre is going to be last on 9 Posh. So Posh's going to have to do a really good job this game. Spectre can get shut down pretty heavily with Navi's lineup.
Yep. Now that he's kind of getting a free lane, General doesn't really want to go too close. Obviously having Firefly first, not having the Napalm to start being annoying, and even then you always have to watch out for the rotations here from King R. Even a single stun with Pasha coming in with a Spectral Dagger, and then even if just the Witch Doctor cast, even if you don't get any bounces, all that stuff should be enough to get a kill on a Bat Rider if General isn't careful about his positioning. And even just the right clicks from King R. Super
I'm
annoying to deal
watching
with.
the mid lane. Here we go.
Lane,
It's going to be
go
very
no one here,
aggressive.
slows from the tether, and then he gets a couple of rackets in. It's gonna be enough here. Barely, perhaps. Verify, one use, Snake with the last racket, barely
Oh,
unable.
he's still dead.
See the leather, he's taken out. Yeah, first blood. The self immediately cancelled after he popped it, not enough to actually push him over the edge. That is the Death Prophet going down, and now Seema the Slayer. I don't know where he's going here, but that is not a safe path. The cast comes out, doesn't bounce, and that'll be a secondary kill here for the IO. That's new coming out from no one to try and get a counter kill, but Dandy has that support from the Wisp, making sure.
A little
He
bit
will
of
stay
aggression
alive.
put it out here in general. He's slowed down, but he's got boots, so he'll be fine. But be a lot of damage for him. He's still level 1, trying so desperately to get this off lane level 2. It's not happening, however, and the Dendy's just making it out like a madman now. He's only having 4 CS though compared to the Death Prophet of he only had 7. No one kind of missed 4 creeps under the tower, but it's kind of weird seeing Dendy not having that well of a CS, but still getting a lot of kills early on. I mean, he's completely crushing right now. 600 net worth over no one.
Yep. These couple of kills definitely helped, and also the fact that they have 2 bottles between themselves, between Dandy as well as Snake. I believe that's his bottle on the courier right now. Going back to base means that they will never run out of health and mana to play with. So Dandy can just go for these kind of blink plays every single time, and Death Prophet, you have the 2 Spirit Siphon charges right now, but it's not going to be enough to allow you to stay in lane safely.
He's just trying to get his bottle. It's 3 minutes in the game right now. It's a hard life for no one. Seema, he went back to the jungle, and let's see if he didn't really stack anywhere. So I'm kind of curious as how they're really putting these dual lanes right now. It's funny to see that Saneko has just been doing so much work in the mid lane on the Wisp here, and it's just completely crushing Death Prophet. They really need to just have Seema. What he's doing right now is it's kind of too late putting him behind him, but he has to be here at all times. You have to be very wary of the IO ganking. It's kind of sad that General's playing Bat Rider. If he was playing, you know, say a Tusk or something, you would have like a 3-man squad always going on no one mid.
Yep. But now the General delegated to the jungle, unable to really put on the pressure on Pasha that they need. So it does freak up King R a little bit. But, well, at the end of the day, it's a Bat Rider. He's level 2 now, not ideal, but he's still going to be able to farm the jungle up fairly efficiently, especially if you compare that to Mag on the Brewmaster, who, as we say that, is already level 4. And is that just the power of the Iron Talon, or how's he managed to do that?
Yeah, Iron Talon's OP for farming the jungle. He's been doing really nicely. I've been watching him carefully. He's just going through all the right rotations to each camp.
Even the
Working out like-
jungle in here.
And he started off over on his own side.
Middle lane, no one. Then he blinks in for that tether, gets a tether slow off. Spirit Siphon on 2 heroes though, keeps no one alive for the time being. Danny
He's
might
dead,
actually win
Danny!
shots. Oh, the nuke! Gets him at the very edge, and a bit of an overcommitment there. They thought they had the damage, but hey, Spirit Siphon. Didn't think it would do that much, but then again, it's Spirit Siphon Death Prophet. It is still a little bit broken.
I mean, all what Dindy did early on now is completely negated. He's now level 6 on Death Prophet, only level 5 on Queen of Pain here. So Neko has been doing a good job. So this is his second stack. Dindy gonna refill the bottle. Nasty. Did he? Oh no, he messed up.
Oh, come on.
Dindy.
Too bad. But yeah, let's talk about these carries. We have Ditya on one side on the Sven, and Pasha on the other side on Spectre. Both of them are getting pretty much free farm. Pasha has a little bit less CS right now, as the Batrider was at least in lane for a little bit, I guess. But who do you actually give the edge to here? Like going into the mid game, who's gonna be aggressive first or effective first?
I think it's gonna be Vega, just because they've almost gotten level. I'm not gonna say it's because Mag hasn't died, and he's gonna be really close to getting his level 6 here soon. Whereas General, he's gonna be the same time, but he's not gonna have the Blink Dagger. I think they're gonna be able to make big plays with the Panda, and with no one on a DP making these huge turnaround plays already. Once you have your other cores coming in, they're just gonna have a lot of sustain and survivability in these team fights, and I think they're gonna be able to. Oh, General.
Pasha just man fighting up. He has 3 charges on top of him, but still did enough damage to force General back out of lane. Just came in there, but no smoke gap from Seneko. So we'll try and get back into lane a little bit quicker by the looks of it. It's rather cheap now, so you can go for these kind of plays, but well, yeah, the level 6s are gonna be
Smokes
very
the new
important
TP.
for all of these heroes, really. I mean, not just for Mac, but also for Io. It's almost level 5, just, soaking the experience from Dandy in mid. Top lane? Seema?
Yeah, I'm looking at it too. I'm just waiting. Is General gonna do something? Is he gonna get gone on? What's going on here? Because Pasha is really low.
Seneko, look at him. He's actually smoking inside the enemy jungle. The smoke will now break as he places the ward. Sees Mac on the low ground. Maybe he could soak some of that experience out, but he's not gonna risk it. Just TPing out straight away. Back to the mid lane. Yeah, they do a vision on Mac now. What's that really going to do for them though? Are they just setting up for the relocate gangs to come out later on this jungle?
Well, one, they were checking to see how much it was stacked, and they're gonna find out that it's not stacked at all. So, in the end, it's kind of a waste to put it there. But at times, you're gonna get tabs on Mag, so it's still a good
lane. Ditya gets a stun up, then he blinks in onto no one. Do they have the damage to bring him down actually? Now no one turns around, 1 charge, 2 charges, not enough. With the extra burst from Denny, so that was a rotation from Ditya.
Way
Just running straight at them.
That was way too slow of a rotation from Seema. I didn't get to see if he was running to get a TP, but if he had TP'd immediately, he would have survived and he would have potentially gotten a turnaround kill. So far, it's very slow reactions from the side of Vega. But at the same time, General did go down at the top lane. So there was a trade. Did he get his earn too? No. Pasha has it now, but he didn't get any earn charges.
Maybe Seema's helping up top. Sure.
Oh,
TP comes in, then he actually caught in a bit of a rough spot. He doesn't know it yet, but King R is invis there. Don't want to go for the attempt just yet. Needs a little bit of extra momentum from the creep wave and the rest of his team. And someone scouted out the IO. There it is. There's a stun. They're cast to follow up. Spirit Cypher, but it's not enough. He gets a blink out, but there's a horn coming in. They're looking for Seneko, looking for Dendy here with the Spectral Dagger. Pasha comes in, gets a right click off, but Dendy still being kept alive by a stick charge. And now potential turnaround. Ditya comes in, gets a stun onto no one here, but the ultimate means that they can't really get too close. And look at all these heals there from Seema giving up. They do get the nuke out on the Dandy here after bringing down Seneko before. Everyone dropping quite low on the side of Vega, but not low enough to actually secure a counter kill. But so, well, not quite the way they planned. They just want to get the quick pick off on Dandy and mid on the back of the stun, but instead they get 2 heroes and force rotation from Ditya, which also in turn gives Max some lane time down on the bottom.
Really timely Viz rune there, and Dindy just overstaying his welcome a little bit there, and knowing how Vega. They know that Dindy's ulti is on cooldown, so they can easily pressure and do those kind of plays. Now Dindy's ulti is going to be up in 30 seconds. They might be a little bit cautious diving that heavily, because if he did have Sonic Wave up, he could have got a triple kill there. So really good understanding there, but like you said, Bag.
There's a weave coming out onto no one. He's trying to get out, not quite as fast. The Whizball's doing a decent amount of damage, and they're actually able to burst him down. The cast bouncing back between Dandy and Seneko though. Now, no more stun from King R, but Dandy still being healed up by Seneko, but it takes a lot of tower shots. Not gonna be enough to bring him down though. King R now next one on the list. They want more. They're gonna get it too. Now Seema, another cast, but they're doing the Delta split. Mac comes in though, joins the party for the first time, pops the ultimate, and that'll be Artstyle going down. Maybe not just yet though. Does have the shallow grave to keep him alive, but he can't TP out. 'Cause that
Burn, baby, burn.
Yeah, would have been another stun from the Earth Panda, or even a lift up from the Storm Panda, or whatever they're called. So making them work for it a little bit.
Oh, relocate top.
Oh god, what is going on? They're gonna go for Pasha here, blink out, goes back, but the Sonic Wave committed to secure the kill, and that's what I expected them to do. Just put on pressure on Spectre.
Yep. Now Sonic Wave is on cooldown. This could be the time for Vega to get really aggressive. At the same time, Brewmaster Split is on cooldown. They really want to use the Haunt though. They already used it once, but they need to put some pressure on. The only setup they really have is the Venge, and they do have the smoke. They're preparing here for King R and Seema, but where can they go right now? It's gonna be very hard to kill Dindy. They kind of need to have the silence on no one, but he's level 9 now, opting to skip it right now.
It's kind of standard builds. Sometimes you get put the value point into the silence, and sometimes it's actually really useful to have it. But at the same time, you want to have the max charges on Spirit type, and you want to have that big nuke damage from the Crypt Swarm. So it's kind of a hard choice sometimes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Where do they go? With Artstyle as well as Neko sitting behind Dendi here, he's kind of untouchable unless he goes in too deep outside of the range of his supports. But yeah, the other lanes, General, kind of keeping safe now. Trying to farm up his Blink Dagger. He's pretty damn close, but at the same time Dejura as well. For the builds, building into the armlet, also not really exposing himself in lane, just instead trying to go for these rotations.
Yep, that's a really good time. At the same time, General's going to be getting his Blink Dagger here momentarily with this creep wave. And the next one, considering they're not going for a gank play on him, but... So we're going to have to see how the two offlaners respectively do. Because both of them can make huge plays right now with both of their Blinks online.
Is Mac really an offlaner though? He wasn't really in the offlane throughout the entire laning stage, so...
It's just like a Enigma jungling.
Yeah.
He's level 9. It's insane. Let's look at the levels. Actually, there's going to be a fight right now.
Smoking around the back here, place a wall to stop the Ancients from spawning. Now waiting for an opportunity to go on Danny, but at the same time, still Snako and Dejura in this case. Still
we didn't even talk about them clearing out the Ancients right there. I think it was a 4-stack. And Ditya did that. He went for an armlet too.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen an armlet spin in a long time. Normally you see the Helm of the Dom into Saint Yasha rush or Helm of the Dom into Blink Dagger or BKB. So
yeah,
definitely a different build.
He actually disassembled the Helm of the Dominator to get the armlet done, so that's why he still has the Morbid Mask. Yeah, what do you think about this build? It's just knowing that the IO is behind you anyway to make sure that you have sustain and mobility so you can go for more damage.
It just gives you so much damage early on. And with the IO, like you're saying, it just allows you to heal up. It's kind of like, think of it as a Huskar too. You have the Dazzle plus the IO here to keep you alive. So what does he do? He goes for an armlet build. At the same time, though, it would be really nice to see him go for more movement speed too, or mobility. He's going to definitely need it. Even though you have the IO tethered to you and you do get the bonus movement speed, it's not going to be enough when you're trying to chase down heroes. General.
Chasing down Vega. They were looking for something in the top lane here, so now grouping up as 5. Back with the attempt of a sidestep with a Blink Dagger of his that he's been able to pick up. General has his own now. Has 7 delivered though before I can actually use it, and in the meantime this tier 1 should probably be falling. Same time though, hey, look at this, Danny and Snako trying to put a little bit of extra pressure on this tier 2 in mid. There will be rotations and they can't push quite as fast. Yeah, timing on Blink Dagger is just a little bit too late for General. Maybe they could have made something happen there if he had it just a couple of seconds earlier.
Oh, Seema is going to get blinked on.
Oh,
they have the turnaround here.
Oh, Pasha's coming in here, wants the Neko and will be able to burst him down. Just a couple of right clicks here. Danny Caldwell stun from King R joining after the fact. Does have another blink now. Turns around. What the hell was that? What was that about? Is that just reborn pathing or?
No, he turned around to blink, but instead of just keep running, maybe he thought somebody was TPing to the tier 2 bottom lane. So he's like, okay, I have to TP, I have to blink back up because normally Vega will make that play to where they're TPing somebody down. Mag did TP, so if he had blinked over, probably would have died anyways, but oh, just the turnaround. Maybe if he juked a little bit more in the trees first, but at the same time, Spectral Dagger was still up, so it's really hard to juke a Spectre. Very unfortunate there, but yeah, there you go. Blink Dagger, Sven, and this is when Ditya becomes very scary. I'm going to have to keep my eyes on him because he can just two-shot Spectre. Or not two-shot, maybe four-shot, but it's going to be very interesting how much damage he's going to be able to put out here. Top lane.
Going on art style here. There's a shockwave available. Now that was a bait. Channel comes in with the lasso. Now relocate comes in. Cass comes out. It's on top of the Death Ward though. Mag in with a three-man crush there. Ditya now stunned up, controlled up, will be brought down by the Death Ward General. It's not exactly how I wanted that fight to go. Blinks out, trying to juke and jive here, but there's a rock coming in from the Panda. They do track him down inside the jungle, inside his juke spot, and what looked like an easy.
Who are you saying? You got it there? I think you got it wrong, my friend. No, it's just.
It was a good reverse bait, I guess.
It's just the Witch Doctor factor, man.
Yeah.
I mean, people praise how amazing Disruptor is at countering the relocates, but I think Witch Doctor is even better in situations like that, where all you do is get one stun off onto the carry of Sven, and then he's completely useless. He just keeps bouncing around. It gives enough time for the Spectre to go out, and then the huge clap coming in from Mag too. So really well played there, coming out from Vega.
Full duration Death Ward too, and even though it's only level 1, it's just never a good sign if you're in a position where you have to let that go. But yeah. Navi biting off a little bit more than they can chew. Now though, Dendy with an Invisoon sees the courier deliver the Eul's Scepter. Might make him actually think twice about engaging onto no one here, even with the ultimate at the ready.
8 seconds left for the relocate. Kind of setting up here. So.
Not gonna find the angle. So yeah, that was a disastrous relocate for sure. Not the first one that we've seen, but hey.
I think Ditya should have used his God Strength before relocating. It's just gives you a lot more time to set up. He used it afterwards, and then he could have potentially got another 1 or 2 swings in before getting stunned, and then maybe they could have got the kill on Spectre. So I would like to see that happen beforehand from Ditya, and then it should, should lead to more kills. So we'll see what he goes for next. After getting a cask in my face like that, I would go for a BKB. But
absolutely.
It's kind of tough to where he wants to be, right? You kind of feel like you're immortal because you have the Dazzle and the Wisp. If you imagine, like if the Wisp was or the Dazzle was there during the team fight, he could have been kept alive, and then maybe Ditya could have just shredded the enemy. But only had the Wisp there and kind of got taken out. And they're just playing really aggressive mid here.
We didn't want to take this tower, even pop the God Strength for it, but there's a TP coming out. Zemo already in the back, there's a clap here, Ditya blinks out, Pasha comes in, Soneko dropping quite low, not low enough, Shallow Grave will keep him alive, but lifted up in the air is a Sven here, he will he will also die after they interrupt Soneko's TP. You know, everyone is there to control of the Sven, he tries to go for Zema here, gets a stun up, but not before the damage was there, and yeah, there's no help coming. Atsal here, he's even being tracked down. No way for him to go either, and another 3 kills. Going the way of Vega at the end of it all. I guess base graded for Dendy here, who's chopping away at the tier 2 top, but the Queen of Pain is not a pushing hero. That was not gonna go down anytime soon, and no one electing to use the rest of the ultimate to do some damage to Roshan. Pasha joining the party. Gonna be able to take that without contest, obviously, after taking a fight like that. General is here scouting it out, trying to be a little bit annoying, but unless he wants to go for a really cheeky play, he can't do it. Not with a Firefly on cooldown anyway.
I mean, these Mag is just playing really well right now with his Brewlings. He had a really good stun there. Nice Cyclones all around. Canceling TPs. Pretty much MVP of that team fight. So when I talked about the General versus the Mag battle, so far Mag is coming out ahead. But I'm not getting too carried away right now, because at the same time, Na'Vi have acquired 5 outer towers, whereas Vega have only secured 1. but it's all in preparation for Pasha, right? He's got his relic right now, and that's when it gets very scary for Na'Vi. They're gonna have a Radiant Spectre on their hands the next team fight, it looks like, and it's gonna be very hard to deal with.
Vega's getting slowly to all items that they want. King are even working on an Aether Lens, hasn't completed here if he wants to disassemble the Arcane Boots. So that means more swap range, more stun range for him. The Witch Doctor might be a 4-staff in the works here, or perhaps an Aghanim Scepter with a Staff of Wizardry, but he has the levels that he needs. He has max level cast, max level Voodoo Restoration too, just for the sustain. So yeah, Vega just now getting started, essentially. And Na'Vi, well, they're gonna go
There you
try
go,
and
top.
go in. Relocate comes in, Didgeridoo comes in with the stun onto Pasha here. Nice swap out though from King R. Danny follows up and not quite enough damage with the Sonic Wave to bring Spectre. Oh, what? Oh, he still dies to damage over time, I suppose, but hey.
No, he had enough.
I almost
He
got
used
out.
his ulti, and then he was down to 100 HP, and he still had the Orchid left on him.
Okay, the Orchid, I didn't see that happen, but yeah, okay. That was almost a really good defensive play from Vega. But Spectre going down means that Na'Vi get a little bit of breathing space, and actually if you look at the net worth, Didgeridoo is still on top of it here, working on that BKB, almost has it finished too. Coming up to jungle now to get that extra bit of gold.
Yeah, that was definitely a good time to relocate. Kind of catching the Spectre out there. The only way they could really stop that play from happening is if he swaps and then immediately stuns Dendi, and then Spectre is very far away already. But it didn't happen in the end. More space given to Na'Vi. So this is going to be freeing up General. He's got his 4-staff now. Dendi with that kill is going to be working towards his BKB, and he really needs to get it soon. But at the same time, Vega know that the cooldowns are on cooldown. Jeez, guys, it's hard. But
Cooldowns are there,
so this
yeah.
is a good smoke gank right
Fine
here. Art style.
He should be dead here. Follow up silence here, and he will just get brought down instantly. Not exactly the target that they hope to go for.
Oh, bottom lane.
Bottom lane. Oh god,
Pasha.
they find Pasha here. I was not able to horn out. I guess he is, but Aya still gets the kill on him at the very end. Mac comes in to
greedy.
try and get a counter here. Didgeridoo immediately TPing out. Mac, no mana for the ultimate, and even if he did, he would have had the time to get it disabled out.
Super greedy right there from Pasha. I'm trying to figure out what he was thinking there. Relocate top. Here we go. Here's the back door.
Alright, this is a tiny like play, but hey. Didgeridoo and Neko making it work. They're gonna be back in another couple of seconds, so Didgeridoo trying to get... Oh, he's being swapped back outside of range,
I
almost.
didn't get-
Off the wisp here.
No one
He
didn't get the
does
Yules
get it
off in
back.
time. Oh,
It
we
was
could have
almost
got that
very
Yules
bad.
off.
It was almost very bad for Na'Vi, but managed to make it work, do a nice little amount of damage to tier 3 for free, essentially. And they also force Vega back to base, so they can't even take the tier 1 in the bottom lane. Even if they
Thing is,
wanted
if
to.
no one had gotten that Yules or even the silence off, that was a huge kill once it's finished. And that would have given enough time, I think, for Spectre to get her Radiance. Because then, without the threat of the relocate there, with Avenge standing behind, I think they would keep her safe. But yeah, they just need to get her the Radiance. They need to group up as 5 and protect her. This is taking way too long. 3 more minutes have gone by, which she should have had it 3 minutes ago.
Yep.
And
At the same time, one so looking at I guess he's looking at decent item progression as well. Already has a soul booster going into the Octarine most likely, and this is also where it becomes much harder to deal with no one, much harder than it actually already is with the Spirit Siphon. Gonna get some extra help from that, also from the Spirits, doing all that extra damage here as well. So, as I said, Vega have to be careful not to throw that away, but at the same time, they might get the Curry here, and not
Oh,
quite
what?
enough 7 health points left. No one not strong enough, and now TP out. Both Neko and Didgeridoo not willing to overstay the welcome on top, so yeah, Aegis will be reclaimed. A good time to look at items here. We talked about we talked about Spectre. Porte, Aether Lens on King R, also talked about that. Witch Doctor, Seema, not really with the best, and obviously not with the best amount of gold in his pocket. Still trying to work on our 4-staff.
Na'Vi are doing a really good job right now. So they're splitting up the map, farming everywhere effectively, and they're getting the BKBs that they really need. for the next engagement. They have BKB already on Ditya. It's almost done on Dindy too. And these are your two cores. They're going to have a really good time in the team fights. The Radiance isn't going to be doing anything towards them, so they're going to have to get a lot done. Definitely going to have to get a lot done, because once the BKBs start wearing down, then Vega is going to be looking very scary. And at the end of the day, with no one having a good game still, he's going to be having his Octarine very shortly, and wondering if they can even burst him down, considering how defensive the Venge has been playing. Been doing a really good job, so you're going to have a very hard time bursting heroes down if Vega keep playing good with the Venge swaps.
Hasn't always worked out to save the carries, but it's definitely the right decision.
He's been doing them. It's just a little bit too slow, or a little bit out of position. He wasn't quite there at the top lane, right behind Spectre when he got jumped.
Yep.
If he was, then potentially it could have been a save. But well, Ditya going to play really aggressive here in the mid lane. I think his next item should be. He has a lot of attack speed already coming in from the Wisp. I really like MKB this game, just for getting through the Brewmaster, as well as, you know, getting through the Spectre Radiance. If you miss 1 or 2 right clicks just because of that 17%, it becomes very disastrous sometimes in the team fight.
For now, you kind of have the long duration BKB to try and counteract that factor a little bit, but that one's gonna wear low. Want to have that MKB at some point. Just make sure that you don't always have to pop the BKB. Just make sure that you can right click, even if there are maybe no those threats of stuns or anything anymore on the field. Yeah, he's still farming up. Still trying to push as well. Navi very aggressive, as you said. They're already looking at the high ground again. If they catch wind of the fact that Vega are all down on the bottom, maybe they want to even jump on Pasha.
There goes
Which is kind of the way that you want to play against Spectre, right? Go on Spectre instead of the rest of the team, because even though Spectre can join in with a Haunt at any time, it's not true for his support.
Yeah, it's kind of like thinking along the lines of Spectre and Morphling, because Morphling will always use the Replicate, and Spectre can just Haunt in. So normally they're going to be all farming on their own. You do want to try to find them out and isolate them and kill them. But at the same time, Pasha's been doing a really good job just staying in the base, hiding, waiting for the creep waves to come to the tier 3 towers. He's already died 2 times going too far outside of the base. He's definitely playing a lot better right now, just shoring up that he won't die. And Vega taking a good tower there, knowing that they are kind of a little bit stronger. And, well, all the timely items are here. What are they going to be waiting on for the side of Na'Vi? I guess they're going to make a play around Roche? Yeah, seems like it.
And what other reason is there to try and delay this?
Well, they're doing a really good job, like I said earlier. You want to split up the map, and you want to look for pickoffs as much as you can. And that's what happens when you delay the game as they're doing it right now, instead of just, brute forcing down a lane. And it just allows you to, get these easy pickoffs because you have the Whisk and the Batrider. They can just go around smoking and doing a lot of work. But Vega's not giving them any opportunities for the last 5 minutes here, so really good job. Ether Lens completed on King R. This is a huge item.
Yep. We said Vega is not really exposing themselves to Na'Vi, and at the same time they're getting all their openings right now. Doing it again. Ditch around Snake, you're trying to backdoor here. Forcing out a glyph at the very least. And taking care of a couple of the creeps. Bottom lane. Oh, they find Dandy, gets a silence off. Now no one trying to track him down. BKB, yeah, has some BKB just to blink out. It's a big commitment there.
That's a really good play from no one. They can go for Roche now. They have ulti online. Yep. And Dindy doesn't have a BKB. That's a huge teamfight item. They absolutely need that. I don't know. And they don't have relocate. I mean, this is the perfect time to go into the Roche pit, but Vega opting not to.
Just yet.
Maybe just a little bit too scared of the Batrider and the split push plays. They don't even need Spectre in the Roche pit. Oh, they're doing it.
I don't really think they feel very scared right now of Na'Vi, because they have all the items that they want. They have the Octarine on that probably completed. They even have an Aghanim Scepter on the Brewmaster, so if he gets his ultimate off, he's gonna be even more effective than he was beforehand.
Oh, Batrider, General.
Na'Vi, they know what's up. They do get the weave inside the Roche pit. General also trying to scout out, comes in, does not quite get the lasso off, and now Silence But this does not stop the 4-staff out. At the very least, it'll keep
The
no one
weave,
guessing
the
it.
weave
Oh no!
Oh my god. He
Oh
had,
no! He didn't expect that.
Oh, mid.
Didn't quite expect that. Middle lane. Oh, what's going on here? Ditchara with a BKB here does not have a stun. Well, it's King on. Mac would have been in a bad spot, but now Mac, he was the one going in. Doesn't get clap off though. He's being controlled
No,
off
he's walking
by
on person.
General here. A couple of ranks will do the trick, but finally gets it off. Now perhaps a turnaround. Pasha in the back here. Dandy dropping low on the cover of that BKB. Yeah, Pasha just trying to find the right clicks here, but he's also in control of General with the flame break, but it's not enough to keep
Oh,
him
he
safe.
missed,
Now
he missed.
Oddside with the Shallow Grave. Ditchara zipping back and forth. Seamless Slayer, yeah. That silence will interrupt his death warden. I don't know who's winning that fight. King out trying to bring in Soneko, but then to the rescue. And now Mac dropping low at the end of his ultimate, unable to do anything else. Now being stunned up and brought down. And that's Soneko staying alive the entire time, keeping everybody up. Dendi rejoining the party here. That's a 5-man wipe, just like that.
Oh.
Holy
I mean,
sh-
at that moment, Death Prophet has to go for the play in the Roche pit because once your ulti is down, you're pretty much losing the team fights and you've already hard committed. But he had Weave on him. Weave absolutely crushed him. Well played from Art Style. Well played from General there. I mean, they just crushed them. Now they're going to get this free Roche. And now it was just the BKB factor. It's really hard for Mag to play in this situation when you can't really you can't send up anybody in the air besides you know, the Dazzle or the Wisp.
Yeah.
And the Wisp is already tethered to them. They already got the BKBs off. It's just a nightmare to play Panda when you can't send anybody up in the air. That's a core. So
Bloodlet in the Roche pit set Navi up for so much success, and now if you glance again on net worth chart, Ditchara, who's been ahead in terms of net worth the entire game, is now getting even more done, sitting at 18k net worth, and looks like he doesn't want to go for that MKB. Instead, perhaps a straight Daedalus here, has a Chrysalis and plenty of gold to finish it off if he wants to. It's one way to get damage, I suppose. Making sure that the right clicks that you do get in count for a whole lot.
and I think Daedalus is just all around, you know, it's always going to be the better DPS item. And if you get those crits and you get those hits in, it's, you know, a pretty much guaranteed victory and going to be like 2 or 3 shot in heroes. But at the same time, he still needs he needs to shore up a little bit more. They don't have the Assault Cuirass online. I'm curious to see what Dendi will go for first. Normally, Queen of Pains in these situations, when they're going against physical heavy lineups, they go AC and Shivas. But Sven could go for the AC too, and it wouldn't be that bad. So we're going to see what they want to do, how they're going to put their items on the heroes here. And I'm really curious to see if Nine Pasha can do a lot more in the team fights, because once he has this Manta style online, the pure damage is going to start kicking in. And the BKBs are not going to help you. It's not going to help you against the Desolate. No, actually, it doesn't pierce spell mini. My bad, guys. So I'm kind of hyping it up here. But like I said earlier, BKBs, they're starting to dwindle down. We got a 9-second on Sven, 8-second on Dendi. And if they can just hold out, keep holding and holding for Vega, they can do really good in the team fights in later stages of the game.
Seems like Navi though, I mean, Navi know that too, right? You don't
Right.
want to go up against a Spectre late game if you can help it. That's like common knowledge. So right now they still have the Aegis on Dendi. They have the level 3 Sonic Wave. They have Ditchara, who's an absolute monster with a very... Well, actually he went for the MKB. Just a casual crit, so hey.
Oh, nice.
Even with the BKB
so I was
down...
Right.
Yeah,
Hey, I was right for once. No,
I was
it's-
right, I was left. That 1k
Yeah.
MMR and 1k MMR analysis
No,
working
it's
out
fine.
this time.
He thought about it, and his team
Yeah.
was probably like, no, go for the. I don't know. It's one of those situations where you always go Daedalus on Sven, but in this situation, it just seems so much better for you to just go for the MKB to make sure you always hit in these situations. But like you said, going back to your point, yeah, it's very scary playing against a Spectre, but I mean, if the Spectre gets 3-shot by Sven, it's not going to be scary at all. But
Yep.
at this situation, I would be way more scared of the Death Prophet right now. With
Yep.
her being up, she has the Octarine, she has the Plate Mail, she's getting really tanky. And you know,
Yep.
they're going to have to find ways to get her. Oh, bottom? Dendi? They could have forced out a BKB there. That's what they wanted. But Still has the
DP is kind of a, if you don't bring it down immediately at the beginning of the fight, you're just gonna pop ultimate, heals yourself up, and then what do you do? For 2 seconds, the spirits are gonna do so much damage. You're gonna heal her up if you already, and negate the damage that you already did to no one. And then afterwards, you're just gonna get the spirit siphons off, get the silences off to disrupt the entire team fight, and this is the big strength of the Death Prophet right now. Sure, the BKBs will keep the cores kind of away from that to some degree, at least when it comes to silence. And
oh,
middle
bottom,
lane.
mid.
Back, comes in, gets the ultimate off, Digirap ups the BKB, art style with the Glimmer Cape, trying to get out here, but now Digirap, yeah, just trying to get on target, but right now he's being kited as hell. Art style
Art's
can't
so
really
great.
keep anything
Oh,
else,
silence.
still gets the weave out. No one caught with that, now caught with Lasso, but swapped out of it, and Digirap ends up falling to all that physical damage, as we're talking about, from the Death Prophet. They do get the Brewmaster in the end, but that's a price Vega are willing to pay. They're gonna get a tier 2 off of this as well, with that ultimate still having a couple of seconds on online. And oh, look at this, the weave!
Oh my
Almost brings him
gosh.
down. The Yule's just in time. Dandy going for the play, but now the silence is up. He can't get out.
They have
So
a
that
stun,
will
they have
be
a stun
the
on
Aegis
Seema.
prop.
Oh, this is so bad for Dindy.
Oh no. Can he get out? Nah, I guess get the blink out. Just at the edge. General also trying to be a little bit annoying there. Does have help from Snake. What does he really want to go for? Well, then he comes back, I guess, but he doesn't have his ultimate to really do the big damage anymore. But they still get Seema. Swap out from no one. King R sacrificing himself as carry, but General, he wants more. He wants to bring down no one. Gets a couple of stacks. Gets a couple of napalm stacks on him. He turns around. Double Yules. Pasha, all he has to contribute is the dagger, and that's not going to keep them from keep them away.
Look at the black line just chasing. Your shadow haunts you forever. Oh, this is such good play coming in from Navi towards the end there. I mean, once again, the DP puts himself in a bad position because of the art style and his really good weaves, and at the same time, it's and losing that team fight like that when the Savin is dead, it's got to demoralize you a bit, because that is your heavy right clicker. It's just the sustain coming in from the IO, from the Dazzle. They have Boots of Travel on? No, did you just TP mid? It's coming.
It's kind of surprised still that they were able to do that, but would then they be able to survive? If they had gotten the stun off, and then you would have probably died right then and there, and it would have looked much different. As it stands though, they were able to really benefit from the extra mobility from the Wisp, and the Battle Rider just going YOLO, going ham, even without the lasso at the ready.
I was really surprised that Seema didn't just go right up to Dindy's face and then try to cast Paralyzing Cast. It was very confusing for me. Maybe he felt like he couldn't get it off in time when he respawned, but if you're right on top of him, you can get that stun off 100%. I think King R had 1 second left on his stun cooldown. Or it was very close, but he was definitely very far away from Dindy when he cast the stun, to say the least. So kind of interesting to see how far, or like how far away they were from his corpse when he respawned. But at the end of the day, Navi, you're going to be coming out ahead there. But this is just still a lot of space and time for the Vegas squadron. This is what they're kind of thriving on. They still haven't lost the racks, getting those BKBs lower, and they almost have a heart, it looks like, on the Spectre.
He's forgoing the meta style for those, so having survivability and just the ability to stay in the fights, as opposed to just having the extra illusions to deal the damage on isolated targets. And the way this game's been going, I do have to agree with that, because Pasha, they need more from him. Right? You talked about it before. They need to have him contribute to the fights. They need to have him do that extra damage to push them over the edge, bring down the supports in the backlines at the beginning of the fight if possible. So to be able to do that, he needs a little bit of extra time, and looking to the heart to actually provide him with that.
Trying to see who's kind of on the back foot here. Let's look at the gold graph. 14,000 on the side of Navi.
Wow.
Doesn't really feel that way. It does feel about, yeah, 10K, but it didn't feel like 15K. Really good pressure from Navi, just keeping up. It just goes to show you how much Sven's net worth is right now. He's kind of like all in right now. He had no buyback. He has a Daedalus. He has an MKB. No attack speed. Oh, Pasha. Not here. Can't even say not like this anymore.
It's quite for our general. Tries to go for the pushback here. Yeah, if you get caught with a lasso, Vengeful Spirit is not in range for the swap immediately. Just gonna get lassoed, 4-step down, and all of a sudden you're freaking dead.
Yeah, they really want to have the blink up on Dindy with the Hex. Like, obviously, you want to blink in Hex, so they're kind of waiting on that. If they can get that off onto the Venge and start a team fight off with the Wisp-Sven, as like you said, they get a good lasso, then they're going to completely crush. So they have to be very careful. This is a really good play from Vega. If they do not make a good play here, it could be over just because Navi will have better initiation. And I like them just going for it. At the same time, like we talked about, they don't have any stuns besides the Venge, really. Maybe the setup from no one.
Trying to
Oh,
make it work.
General.
General's gonna prop it, and now he's kind of in the
Bad,
midst of
you're
that.
on
Oh no! Did you right? Fights everyone together! King R, No One, and Seema are dead. Mac with the ultimate in the pit, not doing anything, just gonna be, yeah, it's just gonna be run down. This is GG, well played. That escalated quickly.
Well,
Ouch.
you just got Sven, man. In the face. Oh, that is not the target you want to go on. You do not want to go on a Bat Rider. You have to blow up, or at least kite the Sven around. They just got initiated on, and
yeah, they didn't have a choice. I mean, they were smoked
Yeah.
up, but then General was already up in the air. He popped the smoke, and the immediate reaction from Navi, blinking from DTR, a massive stun, and just 2 or 3 swipes, as a Sven can do with these kind of items, and God Strength. That's all it took to to send
they were
Vega
just
back
caught
to
in that
base.
little corner and in that little corridor, and
Yep.
they didn't use the haunt fast enough because they really needed to put Sven's blink on cooldown there, and that could have turned the fight hugely, where you don't have 3 or 4 of your heroes clumped up all for
Yeah.
Sven just waiting to just clobber them away. Very unfortunate there, but I will see, guys. We'll see. Maybe Solo will be back for next game. I think this game was very entertaining, to say the least, even if Solo wasn't here. But it just goes to show you how much, you know, a Sven can do in Dota these days. You just keep farming and farming and farming and out-farming the opponent. And then if you get one good initiation, it's just like a tiny, right? You just
Yep.
blow people up, and you just take buildings. They knew it was over from there. DP ulti was on cooldown. There was just no way they could really fight after that.
Alright, and with that we conclude this game number 1 in this 2-game series. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes though, so don't go anywhere. Action from Navi.